Hello, this is Sonja from A Happy Space. Welcome back at my channel. Today I'm going to do the last prompt in this Wholehearted kit. And it is love, and it is to love God wholeheartedly. And I'm going to journal in Mark 12, verse 33, and I'm going to talk about the verse later. So what I was going to do is I was inspired by a lady I follow on YouTube. Her name is Shada Campbell. I will definitely link her YouTube channel down below. She does watercoloring tutorials and things like that. And she made a beautiful pop-up card with flowers. So I just got the inspiration to do a pop-up card with hearts. So this is what we're going to do today. So we're going to paint hearts and we're going to make the pop-up card. I will sort of explain to you more or less how I'm going to do it. But if I'm not doing a good job, I'll link the YouTube video down below. Then you can go and check it out. It's fairly straightforward. So I'm looking forward to do that. And yeah, let's get on with it. I'm going to put you on fast forward and we're going to start. The first thing I'm doing is I made some hearts with a stencil, and I'm literally taking my watercoloring paint and I'm just splotching on top of the hearts. I deliberately don't want to color it perfectly. I want to go over the lines. I want to leave some negative space. So I just wanted to give it this effect. I think this look is very in fashion at the moment. This black elements of pictures like roses or anything with sort of these watercoloring around it. It's not totally colored in. So yes, I love the effect. It's beautiful. I think the best way to do is just to splotch a lot of water on top of it and use a paper towel just to press on top of there, and then it gives this beautiful effect of the watercoloring, which I love to do. So here is the final product. I really loved how it turns out. I love the black edges and with the watercoloring. So I'm using two papers from 517 Digitals. I will link them below just to make the card, the pop-up card, which is going to end up being in my Bible. So I'm just folding it over. And then first of all, I want to make the front cover of the card. I'm treating this as if this is almost like a Valentine's card or just a love card to somebody. But what I want to do is I want to recreate that element in the devotion with the hearts, two hearts on top of each other and the word love on top of it. So I'm just putting that sign love like this, because this is the way we need to love. We need to love wholeheartedly. And I'm journaling in Mark 12, verse 33, and that is where the scribe came to the Lord and he said to the Lord, which law is the most important. And then they came to the conclusion to love the Lord with all your heart and all your soul. And what interesting is it says this is better than offerings and sacrifices. So I think that is sometimes what the Lord, not sometimes, I know that's what the Lord wants from us. He doesn't want sacrifices. Oh, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be in this committee. I'm going to do this and that will show the Lord how much I love him. He just wants us to love him wholeheartedly, with our whole heart. Like we love somebody we're in love with. When our husbands, or when we met our husbands, we just couldn't do enough for them. We just loved them. It was no chore. It was just wonderful to spend time with them and to love them. So that's what the Lord wants. He rather wants us to sit at his feet and bask in his presence. Like Mary, instead of Martha skulking around and preparing food, he rather wants us to spend time with him. So this is to me how we love him wholeheartedly. And if we do that, everything will flow out of that. Our service we do for him, our life will just be an act of service, and everything will flow beautiful from that. As you said, I've stuck all the elements down, and now I'm using my small little wooden alpha stamps to recreate this love, which is under devotions. As you can see, I didn't do as many love words as they had, but I just wanted to recreate it. I love that effect. It's beautiful. I love how the top of the card looks. So what I've done now, I showed you now, I just used a normal A4 size of paper and I scored it 1 inch at a time. And now I'm just folding it backwards and forwards, almost like you do a concertina, on its other. So just to create this pop-up effect. And in the meantime, I'm just using my scoring tool to make it nice and flat, to keep it nice and sort of on top of each other. I'm just cutting it a bit smaller because I want to obviously have it fit in the card. The card is almost an A5 size, so I want to make sure this pop-up element is a bit smaller than the card. So now here you see the card is finished, the top, and then this then I'm going to put this concertina element in the card. So I'm sort of almost doing it 3/4 down, and I'm just using double-sided tape to put the bottom element in the card. It almost looks like steps on top of each other. So I'm just making sure it's very tight. And then the secret is when you do the top one, to lay it flat like that. So I'm just putting double-sided tape on that also. And then I'm going to keep it flat, and I'm just closing the card on that. And then it just naturally creates this spring steps element, which is these steps that goes from top to bottom. Now this is where I'm going to use the hearts to put it. It's almost going to stand on top of the steps. So I'm trying to use the bigger hearts at the back. So obviously when you open the card, you can see everything straight away. So the one heart is not obscuring the other heart. So yeah, I'm just playing around and look and see where the element is going to be. I really love how this turned out. I was going to give it a go and see how it turns out, but it really turned out almost better than I thought. So yeah, I just love it. And this to me is just a reminder that yes, our love needs to be absolutely over the top for the Lord, as his love is to us. He lavished his love on us. He doesn't hold back. He doesn't do it half-hearted. He gave us everything, his life. So we mustn't hold back when we love him. We must love him with our whole heart. Nothing must be stand between us and God. And we probably will never get it right this side of heaven. There's always going to be elements of sin, not sin, but selfishness and lack of true love. So this is how it looks now. I've done a little bit of journaling at the bottom. I've asked the Lord to help me love him wholeheartedly. So yeah, this is the effect how it's going to look in my Bible. So I would probably not recommend you to do that if your Bible is very full or if you don't look like bulk in your Bible. It didn't create too much bulk, but obviously when I look at the side of my Bible, I can immediately see where this entry is. But I didn't mind. I just love it. I'm going to always remember this entry, and I'm going to always remember what this is about. And it was close to Valentine's Day, and it is almost like a love letter to God. Just telling him that I love him and that I'm reminded to love him wholeheartedly. So I'm just closing it, making sure when I close it, it's on top of each other. That's the only thing you need to do. And I've put a little paper clip there at the top just to hold it on for the moment. And I'm just going in and marking my verse, which I said is Mark 12, verse 33. And I'm just popping a little heart next to it just to make sure this is connected to this entry. And now I'm just going to pop a little tabby there at the top. I'm just using some washi tape to secure my page, because obviously this is quite a heavy entry, so I'm worried that my page might tear if I put a clippy on there. So I'm just securing it with cardstock also. Then I'm just going in with the stamp which says God is love, which is part of the sort of an old stamp set I got from Illustrated Faith. So that works perfectly there. And then I just put a little bow clippy with my own bow I made from various ribbons and things like that. So yeah, I love how it looks. I hope you enjoyed this entry, and I'd love you to give it a go and maybe tag me if you do, or let me know if you've done it. So I'm just showing you how it likes. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Also, if you'd like, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely day. I'm leaving you with some close-up photos. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make these watercoloring hearts with watercoloring paint. I'm just using some watercoloring paper, and I'm using my aqua brush to literally splot some paint on top of these hearts. I really wanted to give it this effect of sort of imperfect coloring in. Some of it is white, some of it goes over the line. I think it's very in fashion at the moment, this black